Hello everybody, what's happening? My name's Neil, welcome along to Midlife Motors. Now a quick video today. We've decided that the Mazda's going to bed for a few months. Up here in the west coast of Scotland, it's the end of the month now, end of November, and up here, crikey, they're obliterating the roads with salt already. It's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. Whatever you do, never buy a car with an S in the number plate at the start, because that means it's from Scotland, and they just go mental for salt up here. I've driven home a couple of times this week and the little Yaris has just been obliterated by the salt. So that's not going to happen to this car. It's going to sleep for a couple of months. I know people will say it's only an MX5, you should be using it, whatever, but it's my MX5 and I take care of it, and I don't want to subject it to the harshness of a Scottish winter. So with that in mind, I've got my stuff out and I'm getting it ready. It's only a couple of days till the end of the month, so I'll get some tax back for the next 3 months as well. So that's always all helps too, doesn't it? So what have we done today? The car was pretty clean. I think we did I'll stick the link up. We did a good wash on it the other day, so it's only had to have a wipe down this morning, and I'm halfway through giving it a coat of wax, giving it a coat of Colonite, because I think this gives the best protection, and it's nice to give it a wax before the cover goes back on, just to give it a bit of protection so you don't get any rubbing. This car doesn't have any swirl marks. I've machine polished this a couple of times, and every time I put the cover on every winter, I make sure I put a load of wax on it, particularly up on the buttresses and on the wings and over the boot lid here, just to make sure that we don't get any rubbing from the cover. But these modern covers are pretty good. Same cover as last year, the one from Classic Editions. Again, did a review on that. I'll stick a link up the top there. So that'll go back on, and I'm also going to treat the leather quickly before I wrap it all up, because I'm going to put the treatment on and I'm just going to leave it to soak in and do its thing. So hopefully that'll condition and keep the leather nice and supple during the period. So that's it. That's the decision. The decision has been made. I think over the winter I might get to drive some other cars, but we're going to use the Polo. So I think the focus will be on keeping that clean and tidy over the winter periods, because yeah, man, the roads up here, God, why do they put so much salt on it? It's just murder. What are the rubber mats for? Well, it's to try and save the tyres. It's try and protect the tyres. We don't want any flat spots, and often when a car sits in one place for a long period of time, the weight and everything, and the suspension can cause the tyres in contact with the ground to just get a little bit square. So we don't want any flat spots. Not so much of a problem with a car like this. This is quite lightweight, but if you're one of those people that's got one of these fancy big M cars or something like that, just be mindful of that. Some people pump the tyres up. I think that helps also. Getting to the end of the wax off now. Another nice cup of tea. I think the kettle at this time of the year is probably the most important tool in your toolbox. Getting to the end of the wax off, the microfiber cloth is getting a little bit clogged up with the residue from the wax. So just as a little tip, just put at this stage, just as you get into the end, a little bit of warm water on the cloth, just a little bit, just to make it a touch damp, and it'll help you just get those last few bits off without getting the dust going in the various seams and door shuts. Just doing the last little task before we get the cover on, just treating the seats with the turtle wax leather cleaner and conditioner. Done that side. I'm just putting it on. I'm not going to buff it off as it suggests you normally should, so that's why that seat's got a little bit of a sheen on it. So I'm just going to leave it on and let it soak in over the time that the car's covered up. But I do like these Recaro seats. They do really transform the interior of this car. If you're getting a Mark IV and ND, it really is worth searching out these seats. They are so much better than the standard seats, and they just lift the cabin. They do look great. I'll get this finished and then we'll get the cover on. Okay, now we're ready to get the cover back on. Now, if I've listened to my own advice, I wrapped this up good side, clean side on top of each other, so I should just be able to unravel it, but we'll see. It's been a little while now. Mirrors are in, aerials off the car, handbrake is off, car's in first gear. It can't be just me. Freaking birds after 2 hours. You want to give yourself plenty of time to do this. It's worth making sure that nothing touches the ground, and the two surfaces, the clean surface, the soft surface on the inside, and the harder outside surface, don't touch each other. Don't want any contamination, don't want any grit at this stage. There you go. As you can see, I just did it bit by bit, slowly but surely, just pulling it down each bit at a time. It does look a little bit creased, and it will be like that even when new. It's creased out of the bag, but with a few frosts, with a little bit of time on the car, it does sort of mold, it does sort of form to the car, which is good. So this is it probably in its most ill-fitting, is that the right phrase? Ill-fitting form, if you like. Crikey, I'm out of breath. Need to go and get some clips, and we'll clip it up. 3 clips on this one, front, middle and back, and then it's done. Right, there we go, all done, all clipped up, cover fitted. What you'll notice, I think I mentioned earlier, it'll fit better once it's had a bit of frost and a couple of showers of rain. So what you'll notice, maybe after the first couple of times in 3 or 4 days, come back and just check the clips. They tend to need a little bit of a tighten as the cover forms to the car. After that, you can just leave it be. They don't come loose in any way, shape or form. But it's just worth bearing that in mind. This is for anybody that can't be bothered looking at the other videos. Please do. This is a size S2, the cover for this car. So you know, if you have got an MX5 and you are wondering, that is the size I went for. But any other car, if you go on the Classic Editions website, it's pretty accurate how they sort of guide you to the type of cover that you need. We've had a good day for this today. A nice still day is very handy. It helps to get the cover on easily. We've got a heavy frost due tonight, so it's going to get its first test straight away. In fact, I think I've seen a couple of little snow flurries while I've been wrapping this up, so it'll definitely get a test. If this has helped, if you can like, share and subscribe, that's fantastic. And thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. We won't see the car for a few months, which is a shame. It's a shame that it's not getting driven. It's only going to sit there and get older, but we'll look forward to it come the springtime. And in the meantime, I'm going to have to go hot hatching. Catch you later.